Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Mashabi, leader of Green Team, and me and my teammates Imran and Abdullah. I will give you a small introduction about development approach and introduction to MS project. So let's go through. In our presentation, before going to the development approach, we will define the project management plan. The project management plan is the master plan of the project. It consists of all the subplans. They define and prepare and coordinate all the subplans and gather it in one plan called a project management plan. The project management plan defines how the project is executed, maintained, and controlled, and finally closed. And it is consists of 18 different elements, and we will show them in our next slides. As you can see in the left side, the project management plan consists of all these different plans, and in the final one, which is 18, we see the development approach. So it is part of the project management plan, of the master plan of our project. So also before defining the development approach, we will define the life cycle of the project. The life cycle describes the series of phases that the project passes through from initiation to closing the closing process. So it's different phases or different process. This is the life cycle. So to develop the life cycle, or actually every life cycle has a certain pattern that goes through from the beginning to the closing. So to develop this project cycle, we need the development approach. And actually, there are 5 types of development approach: productive, adaptive, iterative, incremental, and hyper development approach, and we will go through them in our presentation. First, the productive approach, and it is also called a waterfall approach. And in this approach, the project scope, time, and cost are determined in the beginning of the project, in the initiation phase. And after that, we go through all the phases and the whole vision of the project is in our mind. And there's a sentence that can describe the productive approach is plan the work, then work the plan. So first we plan all the projects, what we need and everything, then we work the plan. And after planning the work, the team can put their efforts in implementing and making sure that they follow this plan. But the problem is, if you have any changes that comes when you go through the phases, this could make an issue to you because you need to go back and make some correction and go again through the process. And if you have another problem or other changes, or the client doesn't want something, you need to go back again and go in this phase again. So this is the productive approach. And we go first with the requirements, define all the requirements that you have, then going to the design. And after getting the approval from the stakeholders, we go to the implementation, and if you have anything implementation, we go back again in the design, then the verification, and finally the maintenance. So this is the productive approach. Going to the second approach, which is adaptive approach or ideal approach. In this approach, only the scope is defined in the beginning, and then the projects will be delivered to the customer piece by piece. And after each piece, you will get back a feedback from the customer or the stakeholder. Then we will give him deliver another piece. All these pieces are called increments. And in this approach, the changes are welcomed. So if you face anything that maybe the stakeholder or the client doesn't like something, you're not in big problem, because you delivered only a small piece. He said, no, change this one to something. So you go back and go normal, give him the next piece, and so on until you deliver the final project. But be careful, because these changes can be very big or very small, that can change the whole scope of the project. So as a manager, a professional manager, you need to be prepared for any changes that the clients want to change in your project, and deliver it as the stakeholders want or the clients want. So as you can see here, you will go through every process or every phase each time you deliver a piece to the clients. And after giving you feedback, you will go again and repeat these processes to give him the next piece, and keep on until you deliver the final piece, which in the end, it is the full products for your products or service or results in the final project. Okay, this is the third approach that we have, and it is called iterative approach, and it is closer to productive approach. And in this approach, the scope is determined in the early process, okay, and costs are estimated in the midterm, and while you're going through the process. You will have the full vision of your project, and while you go through the phase, the phases or your project, there's a small modifications you will make in your scope, in your vision, in your final imagine of the project, and take frequent feedback every time from the stakeholders before reaching to the final product. And this approach is usually used for projects that are very large or very complex, because it is easy to change and to change the plan in it. And this image explains how this works. So in the beginning, you have the full vision or requirements of the project that you have, and while going through the processes, you will modify this you modify your project, and then again until you deliver the final project to the client. Okay. Going to the fourth approach, which is incremental approach, and this one is actually close to adaptive approach. In this approach, you will deliver a series of parts to the client, and each part is completed and prepared to be delivered to the client immediately. You will not mostly you will not change these parts. You will make it sure it is all right and full, then you will deliver it to the client piece by piece, and each one of these pieces will give you the final project. And these small pieces, it may not make any sense by its own, but it makes sense when it's full completed. So as you can see here in this slide, we deliver each piece to the client by its own after we complete it fully and deliver to the client or the customer. And by its own, it doesn't mean anything or doesn't mean much. But if you deliver all the pieces finally in the end, it does make sense actually. So let's go to our final approach, which is a hybrid approach, and by its name, it is a combination of a productive and adaptive approach. And as a manager, you need to see what your project is really wants, or what is really what is the best approach that you have. If a hybrid, you will combine the productive and adaptive life cycle or approach, and this one considered as the best approach because it is a general approach that consists of the previous approaches. So as a professional manager, you will see what's the best approach to your project and go through the phases or the pattern with the approach that you choose. And for our project, it is we think that productive approach is the suitable approach for our project. And in the beginning, we will define the scope, the budget, all the stuff in our project. Then we start do the plan and implement the phases until we deliver project to our stakeholder or our customers. Now we will go to the MS project with my teammate Imran, and he will give you a small introduction about what MS project is really is.
Okay.
So you have the mic, Imran.
Assalamu alaikum. As a student in project professional management, we are required to use tools or software or professional software to plan our projects. As an example, here you have Microsoft project, which is one of the famous softwares that have been used to plan projects. To plan projects. After you launch Microsoft project, you will see this page in front of you, which allows you to open a new project or use from any other template that existed on the project. As an example, we're going to select any of these templates. Yes. As you can see, after you open the project, you will see these pages in front of you. On your left side, you will see the task page, and on the right side, you will see the Gantt chart page. Above of them, you will see the timeline. Microsoft project was designed on the project definition, which is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product or a result or even a service. So all of these tasks are designed to have a duration, to have a starting time and finishing time, and you can add to them the resources that you are going to use to do these tasks. The Microsoft project is a similar software to all other Microsoft programs. So each tab of these tabs here helps you to create and add the best way, or not the best way, add the best tasks to your project and modify it as you like. The first tab is the task tab. Here you can modify and edit your tasks as you want. After that, you have the resources tab. It helps you to add your resources by any kind you like. What I mean is resources can be people or machines or even materials that you are going to use to do your project. After that, here's the report tab. Here you can extract your finished project. So after filling all these tasks and durations, here you can see the overall cost or overall achieved tasks. After that, you can go to the project tab. So from here, you can manage all your project in one time. You can change the calendar, depends on your country or your project, or it depends on your company. And finally, in the view tab, you can change all of these views as you like. We are going to give you some examples. So we're going to start a new project, depends on our project, which was an introduction to mechanical engineering. We're going to do a course for high school engineers, high school students, I mean, to let them know what is Faculty of Engineering in King Abdulaziz University. So that's our project. We are going to list our tasks here with its durations and starting times. After that, we are going to add the resources, and we will make a whole project plan for our project to show you an example of what this software can do. We are going to start listing our tasks. After that, I'm going to divide them between main task and subtasks and phases and like that. Let's start listing them. We're going to start with the planning phase. In the planning phase, we are going to have to take an approval from the university, for example. After that, we're going to need another approval from Al-Gharis Al-Mubarak office. Then we are going, an example, to plan for our project. Then we are going to meet with the clients, or not the clients, I mean the presenters that will that will teach the students what they need to join the university and the Faculty of Engineering. Presenters. So, presenters. We're going to rent some tools for our experiments. And finally, we are going to announce our course. Announcing the course. After that, we're going to move to the next phase, which is the first day of the course. We are planning to make the course on 3 days. So we're going to list this as a phase, not a task. First day. In the first day, we're going to prepare, for example. After that, present or give the student the first presentation. After that, it will be the second presentation, and finally, we're going to end the day. Finally, finishing the day as an example. So we can simply just copy these tasks because it will be the same for the second and the third day. Second day. Okay. Now, using these tools in the task tab, we can divide each of these tasks to subtasks under these main phases that I described. So we are going to select this task from the tool that called indent task. We made all of these we made all of these subtasks. We're going to do it again for each day. As you can see, each of these tasks have a new mode. These tasks are called auto-scheduled mode. What that's mean that its duration still unknown, but the duration defined depends on each of these tasks. Or maybe, if you wish, depends on your project, you can set the starting date. Depends on your project, depends on your task. Or you can make it just auto-scheduled for the program to make the software decide your duration and starting time of the project. For an example, we're going to set some days for each of these tasks. Here you go. As you can see, the program decided to make this day as a starting day. You can absolutely change it. I'm going to choose Sunday. Moving to Sunday mean that you want to start your project on a non-working day, which is not acceptable in this software. So now we are going to need to change each of these days to make it applicable for our country and our projects. This calendar says that Sunday and Saturday are non-working days. We're going to change this from project tab here at change working time. You will find these calendars as a default, but we are going to create a new calendar, and it's not a copy or a depend on any other previous calendar. We're going to let it at calendar 1. After that, we're going to work weeks and then the details. Here you can select all your working days, and you can even add the working times. For example, we're going to say from, after we set this, yes, Here you can add the time of working. Let's say from 8 a.m., an example for 4 p.m. You can even add another shifts, depends on your project and working times. Okay. After that, you can see here that the only non-working day is Saturday. We also want to change this. By selecting our non-working days, we can set them as non-working times. Okay. Finally, this is suitable to us. But as you can see, here still did not change. We need to right-click on this, selecting the time scale, and after that, we're going to non-working days and choose the new calendar that we made. And you can even change the color of non-working days. Let's say, for example, this one, to make it much more clear. That's much better. Now we're going to select to start from
Imran,
Sunday. Hello.
quick small break because the Zoom meeting is ending, and we start again. Okay.
Okay. Very good.
Okay.
Yeah. After we define our non-working days, now we are going to select the starting days for each of these tasks. We are going to start from Sunday. Now, as you can see, the planning phase changed their starting time depending on these tasks. The other task, I'm going to make it also starting at the same day. It is easy. I mean, it is acceptable because they are not supposed to be in another day. All these are approvals. It might take different days to have it, but it's also going to start from the beginning of the project. After that planning of the project, it won't be at the same day. We are going to need, we're going to have the approvals first. After that, we're going to plan. So we can link this task to the previous task by clicking right-click and going to the information, or even from this tab, which is task, we're going to move to the information. After that, predecessors, here you can define the previous task. So this task was number 3, by adding number 3. The type of the relation between them is finish to start, which means after task 3 finishes, this task will start. So, as you can see, it moves from this position to the second position, and it's only, and even the main task changes its duration. After that, even this task will not start till the previous task finishes. So the same relation between them. These are non-working days, but the project starts this task from here. It doesn't mean anything because here you can see that it takes 3 days from the working days. Renting the tools can start with this task. So we are going to link it with the project planning task, number 4. Even if you think that it's not supposed to start from here, from the same page, you can make it later or before, as you like, from the link from the link column, as you can see here. Now we move it to the working days. But let's just let it as previous. Finally, the announcing task will start from this day, which is the Saturday. Yes, that's much better. After all of these tasks finish, we can say that the planning phase has finished. We can make the announcing of the course as a milestone task. By going to the information again, from this side, which is the advanced, we can make this as a milestone task. As you can see here, it's finished, mean the whole phase has finished. Now we can link this phase to the previous phase from the same place. I mean here, after finishing the first phase, this phase will start. Or to make it much clearer to the software, we can link it with the last task here. Still did not move because we did not define any of these tasks. So we can say that this task won't need to have one day, because after starting the course, all of these tasks will be within an hour in the same days. So we can prepare for the presentations, as you can say, in 1 hour. This is a task has made in 1 hour. Each of these presentations also will take 1 hour. And the last task, as we will define it as a milestone. After organizing and finishing all of these kind of tasks, we're going to add to them the resources, which will be depends on each of these days, depends on each of these tasks. Adding the resources and finishing the project will be presented to you by my teammate Abdullah. I'm going to pause now to send this file to Abdullah and let him continue with you.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Abdullah Alghamdi. I am a member of a green team. I will continue what Umran talked about in MS project. He put some task, and I will talk about the resource. How we are going to resource or put some resource. We are going to Gantt chart and resource sheet. Here is some resource, we put it before. Here is a resource name, and here is how much he will take for 1 hour, for hour. And here is if there is an overtime. And also here is the max. What's the max is how much he is going to will be free in this project. And there is the type. There is the 3 type. One is work, and one is material, and one is cost. Here, for example, electricity bill is a cost. Food is material. We want to put this resource in our task. How we are going to do it? We will, for example, university. Let's open resource. Assign resource. For example, KAU and Algeria office. For example, here a university. We will click on it, and the Algeria office will it's be Alghamdi office and KAU will be the same in this. Also, presenter will be here. Here is the presenter. Rent tool and noise, for example, here rent tool and rent tool with, where is it? For example, project manager. We can see here, let's talk about it. University with KU and the Al-Ghursa office. Al-Ghursa office should be taken with this resource. Also, the resource will be here. And Omran will take about the timeline and other things in this chart.
Now, after filling all the resources in the related tasks, we can clarify this setup of task and phases. This timeline up here allow us to add all the tasks even to show it in a sequence way. From this tool, we can add any specific task that we need to show it in a more clear way on the timeline. The 3 phases of the days which the course will happen, I'm not clear because they are so short comparing to the planning phase. Planning phase took from us 2 weeks to make it, but the course days are so short compared to this. Even this you can modify, it depends on your projects. Some projects takes hours and days, and some other project can take years to plan it.
After filling the task with its resources or the workers who are going to do these tasks, if the project has been started, you can mark each of these tasks. How could I say it? You can define how much you complete of these tasks. Depends on its phase, depends on the mission that need to do this task. From this tool up here, you can define how much you finished of these tasks. You finished the quarter, you finished the half of this task, or even if you've completed at all. And here you can see a mark that this task has been completed. As an example of the first day, I can select the whole phase and say that this is completed. Because the first day did not take several days. I mean, it's just 10 hours to do the event or to present the course to the students. And finally, we finished the whole day by 1 click. After that, here in this tool, which is the inspection, you can see if any mistake or any undefined order you make. For an example, for meeting with presenters, organizers are going to meeting with the presenters on 3 days. Maybe I'm going to decrease the duration to make it only 2 days. This sign here shows that there is some unknown situation. If you click on it, you can see the software gives you the choice to decrease the work but keep the hours of the resources per day as the same. Or maybe you can increase the hours of work but keep the but I mean, I'm sorry, increase the hours of work, but keep the work as the same. It's all your choice. You can modify it as you want. What else? Uh, Maybe you want to add some notes to other organizers who are going to use this project after you. So let's say, as example, let's say remind the manager to call Mr. Saeed. As an example, you are going to add this task or this I mean note to this task, which is meeting with the presenters. You're going to see this sign next to the task. So before you do it, you just wave the pointer on it and you will see the note. About the bars of the Gantt chart, if these colors was not clear or you want to change it, you go to the Format tab, which is selected to the Gantt chart tools. These here are the colors that shows the bars as you want. I mean, this is another style if you like to change. This divided into two styles, which is scheduling styles or just presentation styles. Here you can see there is a difference between bars lines. Depends on the type of this task. As an example, let's make the announcing of the course as an manually scheduled. Okay, so manually scheduled mean this task won't change and won't affect if I change the other tasks. Schedule or auto scheduled is mean that this task is going to change if I change any other tasks. For an example, if I choose this style, as you can see, all tasks bars, all the bars colors change to gray, except this one, because all of these are auto scheduled, but this one is manually scheduled. This is another example. If I choose the other styles, which is presentation styles, this type does not care if this auto scheduled or manually scheduled tasks. And you can modify the whole format as you like. And after that, some people think that if no, some people think that all of these informations in one page are just annoying. You can change the view from this tab as you like, depending on what uh, you want to see right in the moment. As you can see, I just move away the timeline because I think that it's annoying to me and it is not necessary at the moment. So I can focus on the task and the bars of the Gantt chart. Even if I want to see or I want to look to another type of pages, I can change it from this tool. As you can see here you can see the whole calendar of your project and each task how much time it's going to take. Uh, these are some diagrams that help you to organize your project, for an example. And finally, this was what we did to organize the project. All these informations you can do it depending on your project's needs. Just as simple as that.
Well,
After finishing the project and filling all the neat informations to your project, you can copy these informations to any other program to share it with the stakeholders or the other working people in this project. In this tab, which is design, this tab has shown after I open this report. We can delete this from here, so we can see the whole view of the project work. For an example, you can change it to any other information you want from this order, from this tool. You can copy all the information in here and post it to the other software that you are going to use to share these informations. For an example, I'm going to post it to the Microsoft Word. And after that, I can finally complete my report and share it to the stakeholders, for an example, or to the other workers in this work. I hope that we presented to you the Microsoft project clearly and explained all of its parts and tools that can be used to help managers or project organizers to plan their projects professionally. Thank you for listening. See you, inshallah, in the next video.